Winner-go-home matchup, final week of the NFL season, and it's the first ever Week 18. And the Raiders and the Chargers have the spiciest game of them all. It's kind of a miracle on many levels that my guy Derek Carr and the Raiders are here. They have won the last 3 games, each by a score. Carr was amazing down the stretch in all those games, specifically what he did miraculously against the Colts and the Browns. Carr has handled the John Gruden, Henry Ruggs situations with grace, aplomb, professionalism. The fact that the Raiders are 4 quarters away from the playoffs, it's crazy, and it's a major credit to Carr. The Raiders are going to be hyped playing at home, and it's great for Raider Nation and for interim head coach Rich Bisaccia, who, let's be honest, likely needs to win to have a chance to keep his job, but I just cannot see the Raiders winning. I love Carr, but Justin Herbert is better. Justin Herbert has been sensational in primetime and excellent against the Raiders. And Herbert's going to have all his weapons, and that's a big deal. Chargers are healthy on defense. Everyone's going to be there, which is also a big deal because Darren Waller is coming back for Vegas. I expect Herbert to light up the Raiders defense. And listen, while it's crazy in a good way that the Raiders are here, it's crazy in a bad way the Chargers are here. They should have beat the Chiefs on that Thursday night game where Brandon Staley fouled the whole thing up. They inexplicably then lost to the Houston Texans. Hey, Brandon Staley, it's okay to kick field goals and put 3 points on the scoreboard coming up on Sunday night. The Raiders, listen, they've already matched up head-to-head against the Chargers, and the Chargers already took care of business against the Raiders. Heck, the Chargers have already beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers should win this game. Then they should win a playoff game. That's the standard. I think this game is going to be great, and I think the Chargers are going to win by a touchdown. They better. I've been screaming for a while now the Cleveland Browns need to move on from Baker Mayfield. Well, last night, Baker provided more proof he cannot be counted on as a leader or face of the Browns franchise. The longtime and outstanding Cleveland Browns beat reporter for the Cleveland Plain Dealer, Mary Kay Cabot, reported that Baker might ask for a trade, citing issues with Kevin Stefanski. The ultra-sensitive and oftentimes tone-deaf Mayfield tried to discredit Mary Kay Cabot and called it clickbait. Mary Kay is sensational. She's very tapped into everything Browns football. Obviously, she got this from well-placed sources, and if it wasn't from Baker or his camp, it was clearly from the brass, and that's kind of a big deal. Baker wants to talk about making up drama? I mean, come on. There's real drama and always follows Baker Mayfield. Remember when he ripped the fans? Remember when Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad was getting on Baker? That was real. Baker throwing to the wrong team. That's real. Baker throwing incomplete passes all season. That's real. Sure, Mayfield needs surgery on his non-throwing shoulder. But Mayfield, by all measuring sticks, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league this season. We've talked at length all year why Baker needs to go. The Cleveland Browns were the single biggest underachieving team in the entire league this campaign. Now, the Browns picked up Baker's option for the 2022 season, but smartly did not give him a long-term deal because they know. Maybe a team like Washington via trade takes a flyer. He's better than Taylor Heineke, but think about just how awful a statement that is. Mayfield's a former number 1 overall pick. But whatever it is, it cannot be in Cleveland. Remember, this is not the head coach or the GM that drafted him originally. The Cleveland Browns can do so much better at the quarterback position. Baker Mayfield cannot take another snap in Cleveland. Kind of appropriate to remember that last year, Carson Wentz was arguably the worst quarterback in the NFL. Now, year later, predictably, he's been reborn under Frank Reich in Indy. But the season's only going to be defined as a success when they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars Sunday on CBS to make the playoffs. Sounds great. Sounds easy. Easy peasy, right? And yeah, I think the Colts are going to win with their defense and win by 20 points against the lowly Jags. But how about this nugget? The Colts haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. That's kind of insane. And that includes last year. I mean, look at these numbers on your screen. I remember I said the Jaguars were going to go 0-16. Then the Jags beat Indy in Jacksonville in week 1, and the Jacksonville lost 15 straight. So they always beat the Colts in Jacksonville. It's weird, but it can't happen this time. I mean, the difference this time around is going to be my guy, Jonathan Taylor. He's been the best running back in the league this year. Taylor's going to take matters into his own hands and overpower the Jacksonville Jaguars. Indy has been flat-out dynamite down the stretch. Taylor's been a true superstar. Defense has been great, and Carson Wentz too. Indy deserves to make the playoffs. The Colts are dangerous. Should be really easy this time around against the Jags, right? Time for a Football Friday edition of Love or Loathe. Aaron Rodgers told me on the Adam Schein podcast that he's playing Week 18 for the Packers against the Detroit Lions. So, love or loathe, Rodgers should play against Detroit. Yeah? I love it. And Aaron said the toe is 100%. He was able to practice this week. So it's all about health. And do you think at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is going to sit out Week 18 and watch Tom Brady throw 5 touchdowns on CBS? And you think he's going to watch Jonathan Taylor run the Colts into the playoffs, or Cooper Kupp have a monster game in a huge spot for the LA Rams? Rodgers wants to be out there, wants to win the MVP, wants to be consistent and be in the right frame of mind going into the postseason. And it's all about health. I'm not a doctor, occasionally play one on TV. He says he's 100%, so he plays, and I love it. TJ Watt, just 1 sack behind Michael Strahan for most sacks in a single season. Love or loathe, TJ Watt setting the sacks record on Sunday. Love it. And I'm telling you, when he does it, the record is legit. I don't want to hear it's 18 weeks and 17 games. Watt has only played in 14 games this season. TJ Watt is absolutely getting my vote for the Defensive Player of the Year. To college football, love or loathe, Georgia should be favored in the national championship. Loathe. Look, roll Tide. And here's the deal. In theory, I favor Georgia. I think Georgia has been better all year, and I'm rooting for Georgia. I want Georgia to win. I want Kirby Smart to get over the Nick Saban hump, but until it happens, no reason for me to actually believe that Georgia can beat Alabama. I mean, the SEC championship is fresh in everyone's mind. We get a real treat on Sunday. Matt Nagy taking on Mike Zimmer. A possible double lame duck game. So, Bears versus Vikings will be the last game for both head coaches. Love, get them both the hell off my TV screen, especially Matt Nagy. And you know, even the first year when he won a lot of games, and look at these winning percentages, they're both above 500. When he won Coach of the Year, I told you Matt Nagy was a terrible in-game coach. Nagy will 100% be fired. And same with Mike Zimmer. I mean, look, Mike Zimmer is not a great head coach. He's good. You saw the win-loss record. He also can have a prickly personality. Cap on how far he can take the Minnesota Vikings. For all Vikings fans, for Lizzo, they need a new head coach. They need a new quarterback. And please, I never want to see Matt Nagy's face ever again. And finally, Bill O'Brien will reportedly interview for the Jaguars head coaching vacancy. Love or loathe the Jags considering Billy O as a head coach? I actually love this, and I know I have killed Billy O for the Hopkins trade and, the fake punt against Kansas City a lifetime ago. Bill O'Brien is a quarterback whisperer. I mean, look at all the games he won without Deshaun Watson in Houston when he had Osweiler and Mallett and he had Brian Hoyer. And think about what he did with Deshaun Watson, former Clemson quarterback in Houston. And I think he could do the exact same thing, win a lot of games with Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. My number 1 pick for the Jaguars is Byron Leftwich. But I think there's merit to going with someone with experience like a Doug Peterson or a Billy O'Brien. As long as he's not your executive and making trades, I think this makes a ton of sense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Seriously. Let's keep the picks rolling with a Football Friday edition of Take Your Pick. And would you take a look at this? My guy, Will Brinson, a gigantic 12-4 Week 17. Will Brinson and I both cleaning up this season, separated by just 3 games when you take a look at the season-long standings. So here we go, Week 18. Let's get right to it. Let's start, Will Brinson, with the first 2 games coming up on Saturday. Chiefs favored by 11 points on the road, taking on the Denver Broncos. Will Brinson, take your pick.
Well, first of all, Adam, let me say that I am honored to be the inaugural Week 18 Take Your Pick guest in the history of Time to Shine, because it's the first time we've had 18 weeks in the history of professional football. Let's wrap it up, B. I will take the Broncos here reluctantly. I know we're getting a lot of Drew Lock. That gives me a little bit of YOLO hope that he can storm through the back door. I don't think that Andy Reid is going to want to play his starters aggressively or be super pressy when it comes to trying to win this game by a lot. Like, he's not looking for style points here and trying to get into the college football playoff. He knows the Titans are probably going to beat the Texans. He's resigned to the fact that he's probably at best going to be a number 2 seed. He loves to rest his starters if he can. I think if they have a lead, he might consider pulling Patrick Mahomes and company, and I think Drew Lock can stroll through the back door with some garbage time scores. Give me the Broncos catching double digits.
Will, we totally disagree on this one. And I'm all for YOLO in general, and specifically in the final week of the NFL season, but it's Drew Lock. You can't YOLO Drew Lock. We know how it ends. You don't live once, you die. Vic Fangio should be fired after this game. And by the way, last time the Texans and Titans got together, Houston won. I don't think that's happening on Sunday, but if you're Andy Reid, you have to win. You're coming off a loss. You want to look good in the process. I could encircle the Kansas City Chiefs to win and cover fast enough coming up on Saturday. In the Saturday nightcap, the Dallas Cowboys, Will Brinson, favored by 5 points, visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. Will Brinson, take your pick.
Man, is this one tough. I bet the Cowboys -7. And then when we saw COVID issues with Micah Parsons and Tyron Smith pop up, I bought out of it at Eagles +7. You know, now we're hovering in that 4.5, 5 range. I think I still like the Cowboys because the Eagles have no incentive to play their players. Now, that doesn't mean they can't cover, but Nick Sirianni, unlikely to play a lot of key players in this spot. Dallas still has a chance to get the number 2 seed in the NFC. And if there's one thing that Jerry Jones cares more about than the Super Bowl, it's getting to show off at Spancy Stadium on national television multiple times in the playoffs. Give me the Cowboys laying the points here.
Yeah, this one, Will Brinson, we're sharing a brain. I mean, the Eagles, they're happy to be here, right? I mean, they shock the world. They make the playoffs. They take advantage of that ridiculously easy schedule. I don't mean that as a criticism. Give them credit for it. Now, the COVID list, the injuries, that scares me. In theory, I wouldn't touch this game, but I think it matters big time for Dak Prescott, Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones, for the reasons you articulated brilliantly. And I think they're going to be able to win and cover despite the Cats who won't be there for either injuries or COVID reasons for the Dallas Cowboys. I'll take Dallas to win and cover. Big game for Dak Prescott. How about one of the best games of the weekend coming up on Sunday, Will Brinson? The San Francisco 49ers taking on the LA Rams, with LA favored by 4.5. Will Brinson, take your pick.
Here's a fun fact for you, Schein. Everyone talks about, if the Colts lose to the Jaguars, the Raiders and the Chargers can take knees. You know what no one else has realized? The 49ers and the Rams could take knees. And in a tie, the 49ers would guarantee a wild card spot, and the Rams would guarantee the NFC title game. No one's talking about this, but it ain't going to happen. These teams are out for blood. They want to win the game. The Rams want to knock their hated opponent out of the playoffs, and the 49ers want to guarantee their entrance into the postseason. I like San Francisco catching more than a field goal here. We've seen the 49ers take care of business against the Rams. Kyle Shanahan sort of has Sean McVay's number. It's a win and you're in situation for the Niners. I think they'll win it, It'll be close. I definitely think they'll cover.
Take the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams to win and cover. And yes, you're right. And history, precedent, stats, facts on your side. Kyle Shanahan owns my guy, Sean McVay. 5 straight wins. And it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. They find a way to win. I've defended Matthew Stafford, defended his play last week, stressed the positive on the second half versus the first half. Look, Rams are in no matter what. Well, if they lose to San Francisco, they're dead on arrival in the postseason. They need to win. They need to look good. They need to be ready physically, mentally for a Super Bowl run. That's the expectation. Cam Akers is coming back. You mentioned the nastiness of the rivalry. I mean, Aaron Donald says he doesn't know who Deebo Samuel is. Deebo is going to take that personally. Aaron Donald doesn't care. Jalen Ramsey's angry at the world. Trey Lance is not ready for prime time. Jimmy Garoppolo is not healthy. This must be a should-win, will-win, look-the-part kind of game for the LA Rams. I know they'll make the playoffs even if they lose, but I don't think they can recover mentally if they lose to the San Francisco 49ers. Let's take a look at the rest of our Week 18 picks. Against the spread in the National Football League, Will Brinson and I love the Baltimore Ravens, both rolling with the Browns. Obviously, no Joe Burrow. We're rolling with the Green Bay Packers. We have the Houston Texans with the points. Obviously, I have Tennessee taking care of business, winning the game. Will Brinson rolling with the Jaguars. And it's going to be a good day for Lizzo and the Minnesota Vikings, where we're agreeing on a lot of the picks. Oh boy, that Cardinals-Seahawks game was a tough one for me. So here's hoping that Will Brinson's wrong on that one. I'm taking Miami, said it yesterday on Time to Shine, to win this game outright. And we led the show with it. I love the Chargers to take care of business on Sunday Night Football.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.